Alright everybody, we are back again with match 18 of my first 25 matches of Gears of War 3 online. I'm actually enjoying doing this series. It's keeping me busy, to say the least. I've been recording like 2 or 3 commentaries a day, and so yeah, it keeps me busy. It's nice and fun. I wouldn't mind doing like maybe one of these a day. So you might expect when Gears of, like, after the first 25, you might expect maybe one gameplay and commentary a day. And I have a couple different series ideas in mind where, like, let's say I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it or what game type I'm going to do. Oh, I forgot to mention I'm playing Dry Dock Warzone, and I have another special Dry Dock episode coming out after this, and it's not related to the first 25. But so back where I was talking about, I have special ideas planned. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to call them, but I have a basic idea of what I'm going to do. Nice double kill right there. What I'm thinking about doing is have a specific game type where I do live gameplay commentaries. So I'm gonna be playing with other people. So, like, let's say if I pick Execution, every time I play Execution multiplayer games, I'm gonna do them live, where you can see me in the corner of the screen, or maybe just live commentaries. Like right now, I'm not doing a live commentary. Obviously, I'm sitting in front of my computer. So I'm wondering what I'm going to do here, if it's either going to be a live where you see me or a live where I'm just talking, and I'm not sure what game type I'm going to do or how I'm going to do it, but I want to do something like that where it's like a little special series where you get real live impressions, and I'm going to be a little more active, or to say to go easy, I guess you could say. So you might see me raging, like literally raging while I play. So that's always fun, because my friends always say that whenever I'm playing, like I used to play Gears 1 with them in my clan FTF for the Fallen, and we used to rage. Like, we would take these people out and it would get pretty crazy. So I'm thinking Gears of War is the only game I can really do that in, where I get really enthusiastic while I'm playing, and I'm thinking that's going to be, well, like, I'm thinking that's going to be pretty good videos if you can see that live. The reason I didn't go all crazy in the first 2 or 3 I did was because I was just getting my bearings down. Once I know what I'm doing, like right now, I got a good feel for everything, it can get pretty crazy. So, like, all these matches I play, I'm going full force. I'm try hard right now. So I think it's pretty funny to watch. Like, everyone tells me I look ridiculous when I play Gears and stuff like that, just because I try really, really hard. I scream and stuff. So look forward to some kind of live gameplay and commentary, something. I'm not sure. Maybe tell me in comments below what kind of game type you want me to do live each time I do it. So, like, if I'm doing a King of, I don't know all the game types. If I'm doing Wingman, let's say, every time I play Wingman, every time you see a Wingman match, it's going to be a live gameplay and commentary. Just something like that. Leave me an idea below. So, I got a little sidetracked there. The reason, okay, well, if you saw the match 17, I was talking about the assault rifles, the Hammerburst, Retro Lancer, and Lancer. And then I said in the next video I was going to talk about the shotguns, and that's this video. I just want to talk a little bit more about the assault rifles, since this video is a bit longer. So, in the last one I left off on the note that the Retro Lancer was for close range, the Lancer was for medium range, and the Hammerburst was for long range. And that's basically how they stack up. It says on the game that the Lancer and Hammerburst have the same amount of ammo, or not same amount of ammo, but same amount of damage. While I don't find that to be correct, they are pretty similar. It's just that the distances on them is, like, really the only difference, and the chainsaw. So what I would recommend, if you're a beginner to Gears of War, if this is your first time playing, pick the Lancer. You got a lot of magazine ammo, little to no recoil. You have a chainsaw, so if someone gets close, all you do is hold down the B button and you can saw them in half. So if you're pretty new to Gears, I would recommend the Lancer. If you have played some of the other Gears games, but you think you're still pretty good, like if you know how the game plays and stuff, I would still recommend the Lancer. That's just my personal opinion. So the people I would recommend the hammer burst to would be, like I said in the previous video, the expert players. Now, see, I I don't want to say I consider myself an expert, but I think I'm really good. I'm a god, basically. No, I'm just kidding. But so I should technically be using the hammer burst, but I just don't like how it feels. Maybe I'll give it a couple more tries, give it some more time. But at the moment, nice headshot. Maybe can you get a like for that headshot right there? That was pretty nice. Um, at the moment, I'm not feeling the hammer burst. I'm doing better with the Lancer. So I'd recommend the hammer burst for the people who can long range kill and are really good at rapid firing. And then the people I would recommend the Lancer or the Retro Lancer to would be people who have the sawed-off shotgun. And the reason why is because you got a little bit of range to it. It's kind of like having a different shotgun, because if you're going to be using the sawed-off, I doubt you're going for long-range kills. You're going to be running up to people, and if people see that you have a sawed-off, they might run away, or they might keep a little bit of distance, like medium, a little less than medium distance, and I would recommend then you pulling out the Retro Lancer and just spraying them down with it and taking them out. So that's my little breakdown on the assault rifles. Now let's move to the shotguns. You got the Gnasher, which it's got about 6 rounds in the every time you have to reload, I think. And then you have the sawed-off shotgun, which is 1 shot, and then you have to reload. So let's start off with the Gnasher. Obvious pros of it is it's got a lot of bullets compared to the sawed-off. You can keep emptying, like you can just keep firing and firing at the people, and if you miss 1 shot, it's not too big of a deal because you've got 5 or so more shots left that you can land. It can one-shot people when you're close, and it can one-shot and then down people. So it does have the damage that the sawed-off can do. Some of the downsides to it is when you're up close, it's not always a one-shot kill. I'd say about 50% of the time it's 1 shot, depending on where you're shooting them at. And then the other downside is that it doesn't have as big of a range as the sawed-off. So now let's talk a little bit about the sawed-off. It's got, like I said, a huge amount of range, and I'm talking left to right. So basically anything on your screen can be considered a target as long as you're close. And when I'm saying close, you have to be within basically melee range for the sawed-off to work effectively. And so you got to be really close to them, and one pull of that trigger and they can basically they're dead, granted if they are close to you. So that's one of the pros, is that it's got a wide range and it's got really high damage. It's one of the most powerful damage weapons in the game. So some of the cons, it's got 1 shot basically, so you got to reload each time. And the thing about the reloading with the sawed-off is it takes forever to reload. It's one of the slowest reloading guns in the game, and if you miss that active reload, it's even slower. So you got to basically make that 1 shot you get with that sawed-off count. If you miss, you basically got to run away or pull out your Retro Lancer or whatever assault rifle you use. You got to pull that out and spray them down, because if you miss that shot, you better hope that you got some teammates backing you up, or you got an escape route. That's one of my main things about the sawed-off, is if you're going to be using it, make sure you know how to evade and run, because if you're not going to hit them every time, which you may not, you got to know how to get out of there. So right here, I'm just getting the final execution and smacking that last hit down. So between the Gnasher and the sawed-off, I'd recommend the sawed-off to beginners. If you're new to the game, you should use the sawed-off, because it doesn't take as much skill, I think. You just got to get close to people and shoot. And I'm not saying that if you use it you have no skill. I'm just saying that it's a bit easier to use than the Gnasher. So I'd recommend the Gnasher to people who have a better grip on the Gears of War game, that can do a lot more shots, they can maneuver faster, stuff like that. But to be noted, if you're going to be using the sawed-off, you got to be able to run away. If you can't run away, you better hope that you can switch weapons quick and take them out that way, or else you're just going to die every time you miss. So there you guys go. That's my little breakdown of the weapons, and I would recommend, if you're using the Gnasher, to use either, well, if you're using the Gnasher, any of the assault rifles really work. That's what's great about it. And then if you're using the sawed-off, I'd really recommend you using the Retro Lancer. See right here, I'm probably going to die because there's 2-to-1, but this match is basically over, and that's my little breakdown of the weapons. I might go into more detail later on when I get some better opinions, but we lost this round. My teammates were not very helpful, I don't think. I got 8 kills, 3 deaths, and there you guys go. I hope you enjoyed this match. Match 19 should be coming out pretty soon. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next gameplay.